Hello everyone, JK Origami here, and today I'm going to teach you how to fold my new design, an origami alien. This design I created and folded about 2 weeks ago. I've been perfecting it in that time, and unfortunately I could not come up with a design with the eyes, but I still think it looks pretty good without them. And this one was folded from a 15 by 15 centimeter square of foil paper, green on one side, white on the other, and that's about the correct size I would recommend for this model. The finished one is approximately 6 or 7 centimeters tall, and depending how you fold the arms, it can range from about 3 to 10 wide, depending how you do it. And as you can see, there are feet, fingers, and it's fairly simple to fold. I would rank it at about a medium level. So pretty much anyone can fold it, even if you are new to origami. And thank you very much for clicking on this video. Without further ado, I will show you how to fold it. So like I mentioned, I'm going to start with a 15 by 15 centimeter square. This one is kami paper, and this is what I'm going to use to teach you the design. So we're going to start with the paper white side up, and we're going to fold both diagonals. And for this design, it's very important that you crease precisely, because we have several important folds we are going to make that are stemming from these folds, much like most models, but this one especially, if the proportions are off at all, it will not look very good. Now we have to fold the halves, so fold the paper in half like so, and unfold, rotate, and repeat. Now, we have something that looks like this. Now we need to divide into thirds, and the way we're going to do that is by making a crease that goes from this corner up to that corner. And we're not going to crease all the way through. We're just going to crease, pinch at each point, so approximate, and then you're going to crease where this crease intercepts the crease we were just making. And it looks like this. So you just have a small little pinch. Now, I'm going to bring this top edge up there, down, and bring it so that it intercepts with this interception we made earlier. Now, I'm just going to line it up, make sure I'm folding down the sides, and now I'm going to crease. Alright, now unfold, and now we're going to fold the bottom edge up to this crease line. Now unfold the design, and we're going to rotate like this, and now we're going to fold 1/3 here, and then we're going to rotate again, but this time we're not going to fold a third. We're going to bring this edge to align with that point and that point, where the 1/3 crease lines intersect with the diagonal creases we made earlier. So it looks something like this, and then crease sharply. And just to make sure we have a strong crease, we're going to fold over the design and crease it again backwards. Make sure it's very strong, and now we're going to leave it like this. We're going to unfold it, and then bring this bottom edge up to this crease line. So now it's getting a bit smaller, but still make precise creases, as this part needs to be even. So that's what it looks like. I will zoom in, focusing on this part now that's smaller. So we're going to bring this top edge down to the bottom edge. This step is very difficult to show just because of how small it is, but looks sort of like that. And crease sharply, and it looks like this. Okay. Now we're going to fold the edge up, and now we're going to bring again this top edge down to the bottom edge. So again, it's tough to show, but it's basically the same thing as before. Now it looks like this. And now what we're going to do, we're going to flip this model over. And now we have to make a few more creases. And we're actually going to unfold this part as well and rotate. Now what we're going to do is we're going to divide these 2/3 in half. And I'll zoom out. We're going to divide this third here and this third here both in half down the middle. And we'll start by rotating and folding this edge into the center like that. And you can crease all the way up and down and rotate again. And now bring that edge up to that crease line. Now we have to divide these two middle sections into 12ths. The way we do that is I'm going to bring this bottom edge up to this very last crease line, like that. And crease sharply. Okay, unfold, rotate, and repeat. So we're going to bring this line up to that last crease. Now, to do this, unfold, and we're going to rotate it again so it looks like this. Now what we have to do is we have to fold this edge up to center crease. Okay, we already have that fold, or at least we should. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this edge up to these two diagonal lines intersect the outer lines. That spot right there. And crease sharply once you have it lined up. It should look like this. Now, unfold. And we can recrease the lines. I'm just making sure it's very creased. And now we're going to bring this edge to the very top line, the one we just created. And it's going to look like that. Now we can unfold. And once again bring the crease up to the one we just created. Alright. Now we can unfold that. Now we need to refold these creases up here. So I'm just going to do that. And it should look like this. Now what we have to do is we have to make a fold bringing this edge to align with the center crease. And that should look like this. So this edge here is coming right to the center crease. And crease sharply, but only about up to where these two creases intersect. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So do the same thing but shade it in the opposite direction. And bring it down to the intersection. Like that. Now on the other side I did crease a little bit too far, but that's okay. It won't show up in the end result. Now what we're going to do is going to rotate it so this section is below, leaving these parallel creases folded. I'm going to bring the very bottom edge up to the next parallel crease line, but we're not going to crease the whole thing. We're going to start at the left side, crease until we get to this triangle. Actually, I'll zoom in a little more. So you're going to stop creasing when you get to this triangle, and then you're going to skip over this part and start creasing where you see your next triangle. Crease sharply. Now unfold. It looks like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make these folds, this fold, that fold, all the way down on both sides. So we're going to start by folding like that, and then we're going to fold on this crease here, fold it over, now we're going to fold the other diagonal crease, flatten that. Now we're going to fold back along this crease. Now the model will not lie flat, so we're going to push this part down, crease along these lines, and we can flatten. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fold along this diagonal and this diagonal, and fold these sides in. So I'm going to lift up the layer, not fold it, because we purposely avoided putting a crease line there. I'm going to push that side in, create the crease, and flatten. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to do the same, lift it up, fold, push it in, and then flatten that crease, and then fold it all down. Now it should look like that. Now what we're going to do is take this edge and bring it to the very center. So looks like this, crease sharply, repeat it on the other side. Now we're going to lift up this layer slightly, and we're going to open sync it. So the way that works is we're going to open up the layer, we're going to go around all the creases we just made, we're going to flatten them. So we're going to crease it like that. The other side, crease, the line going up there, crease, and then you should have two triangular folds, and you're going to flatten those and collapse, and then it should look like this. Now we're going to repeat on the other side, so lift it up, open it up, crease, crease, and flatten. Now the next step is we're going to unfold this part, because we still have one more set of creases we have to make. So we're going to start by flipping over the paper. We're going to fold this over like this. Make sure you flatten it properly. Then we're going to fold this layer over, and flip it over, and fold the other layer on the next crease, like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and sort of unfold it a little bit. Now we can see that we have this crease line right there. So we have this X of creases in the center. And what we're going to do is we're going to remember where they are. So they end at this crease. This is where the center is. So the center crease is here. So as we flatten, we're going to remember that. So this is our center crease, and we're going to fold all the layers over to it. Like this. And crease. And now we're going to unfold. Now we have to fold this next layer over. Fold it back. Fold the next layer over. Now we're going to crease one layer above where we just did. And this time, crease again. Now unfold. And it should look like this. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we have to flip the model over. And our next step is going to be creating the creases that will be the basis for the arms. So we're going to fold along the first, second, third crease down. Don't crease all the way through. But on the left side, we're going to fold this layer of arms down, or this layer down. Then we're going to bring this edge to that crease. And crease sharply. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Fold it down. Fold the layer down. And again we have to crease. Looks like that. Unfold. And now we have that. So now what we have to do is we have to make vertical creases going up until this top line on both sides. So I'm going to rotate mine like this. I'm going to start on the inner part. So fold it to the center crease. Start from the bottom and go up till we see that line. Now I'm going to do the last layer because it's the only one that doesn't have a crease yet. Fold it, crease from the bottom up till we get to the line, and there we go. And we have our creases. And do the same thing on the other side. So start with the inner crease up to the intersection, and then start with the last crease. And again we're going to fold it up to the intersection. Now we're ready to start collapsing our design. So, I'm going to fold this layer of fingers back down. And now we're going to start with the collapse we did before. So I'm going to fold these two layers. Fold, flatten. Make sure your tip sticks out. Now, so make sure this tip here at the top is nice and pointy. And now we're going to again put in these layers. And again we're going to open sync them. This should be a lot easier now that we have all the creases pre-creased for the open sync. And do it again on the other side. Now that we have this, we're going to make the transformation that makes the body take shape. So, right here, we're going to create a crease. We're going to fold down like this. Okay, now we're going to unfold slightly, most of the way, and we're going to extend that crease, which is the same thing as folding the bottom up to the top. So that's actually our last crease that we have to make. Now, again we're going to recollapse. We just did it so the creases are all there. Now we can see this wants to come up, and this part here is going to become the head. So now on the sides, what we have to do is we have to fix this up. So this part is going to come up, and now we can see underneath there's a crease I'm trying to get through. So we're going to fold it, and now it looks like that. So we're just pushing this layer down. Now, we see there's another crease coming out of there. So we want to fold it sharply and collapse. So, we have something that looks like this. Now we're going to repeat on the other side. So, start here. We see we have this crease. We want to fold this. And underneath, I'm just using my finger and pushing the layer up a little bit, revealing the line, and folding. Now it looks like this. And then we're going to use this other crease we made and fold it back through the other way and collapse. So, now our design looks like this. And on the other side like this. So the next step is we're going to form the arms. So, if you open it up, we can see we have the creases. So now what we have to do, the first step of making the arms, is we have to pleat this section. The way we do that is open it up, and we're going to make this layer, these creases, valley folds. So these come in like that. And same thing up there with the other crease. And then we can flatten. It looks like that. And then we're going to make these creases valley folds the other way. And looks like that. Now we're going to repeat with our very last crease. Then it should look like this. Now we actually have to do this on the other side, but first I'm going to show you how to make the shape of the arms. So we can pull this layer out a little bit, and we can see we have this diagonal crease coming from the very bottom, and one coming from right below this layer of paper. So we're going to make our first parallel line crease, which is this. Make this crease and make that crease. Now on the inside you can see we have that one more line, the triangular folds, and now we need to just collapse them, and it looks like this. So now the arm move up and down, and I'm just for the time being going to fold it up like so. Now we have to do the same thing with the other arm. So start with the pleats, and I'm going to go through this quicker this time. If you need to see it, please rewind, take a look again. And now for the arm, again I'm going to go through this rather quickly. So we make the folds, the pre-existing folds, and there we go. Now what we have to do is flip it over to the front. And now we're going to start over here. And we're going to make a small triangle fold like this. And we're going to open up to the other side. Count one point, so 1, 2, 12ths. Then we're going to make our triangle fold and fold that entire layer of paper over. Now what we're going to do is we're going to push this next layer of paper down and make more triangle folds like that. Then we're going to push the paper back up, make ourselves more triangle folds, and finally push the paper in and make one last flattening like that. And it looks like this. We're going to flatten completely and just flatten it under your hand for a moment. This is the basic shape of our alien. So now what we have to do is we're going to start by shaping the arms and head a little bit. So the first crease we're going to make is we have this layer of paper right here beside the immediate arm. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it better. Right there. So I'm going to rotate it like this, and we're going to bring this edge to the very top, folding it along this crease right there. Now we don't actually have this crease pre-made, but you just fold it right over. And you'll see you run into a stop where the paper won't lie flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to squash fold it such that the line in the center of the squash lines up with the center of the paper. And we're going to do the same thing up top at the head. And this is even more important. You have to make sure you do this very carefully so that the head is even. So just carefully flatten it. Reshape it as you're flattening it so that it folds the right way. And then it should look like that. Now what we have to do is we're going to fold the layer back, keeping the squash folds. Now we're going to close sync. And the way we do that is we open up the layer to where we folded it, so it's like this. And now we're going to push this layer along the crease we just made inside, reverse the folds of the creases, so that it looks like that, and then we're going to flatten. So we just did that part. Now we have to fold up, and we have to repeat that with this part. We have to repeat that with this part of the design. So we're going to fold, or actually I'll fold it like this. We're going to bring this part up to the center crease. And on this side you already made the fold, but on the other side we have to create it. So I'm going to fold it up and again flatten and shape it while I'm flattening so that we get the desired shape. Now fold it back down. And now we have the arm pretty much shaped, but we still have a little more to do on the head. So what we're going to do for this step is hold on to the bottom of the head and hold on to the arm. We're going to pull it, and we're going to make a crease appear right there. This is just temporary so we can do a step. And we're going to, so make sure the crease stays, and we're going to sort of triangle fold this just a little bit. It doesn't really matter that much how you do it, just so it flattens. Now what we have to do is, we're going to open up the layer a little bit. Okay, so just pull that open a little bit. It doesn't have to be pretty. But now what we're going to do is on this side, so if you can see, this is the top of the head. This is the layer we're working with. I'm going to fold it down to the center. Okay. And I'm going to sort of fold it upward as I'm doing that, just so that it's a little easier to see. Now, we're going to again make that squash fold. This is probably the hardest one, because you still have to shape it, but it's between a whole bunch of layers, so we're just going to fold it, shape it slightly, and there, I think that looks okay. So now, fold it back up. Now open it up, and now we're going to do a partially open, partially closed sink. So on this left side, I'm going to just sink it in. And then on the other side, I'm going to close sink it so we keep that part together, so we don't reshape it. And then I'm just going to make the other crease, which we created a join in them, and fold it closed. Now all we have to do is remake the folds we had before, and just follow the creases that you already have, and fold it back together. So now it should look like this. Okay? And now on the left side of the head we have one more thing we have to do, so I'm going to fold this layer up, but we're not going to crease it that very much, and we're going to bring this layer over most of the way, so it looks sort of like this. We sort of opened up the area, and on this side we need to sort of open up the layer and make a crease bringing this edge of the head, of the body, to the center. And we sort of have to go through layers to do this, so about there. You don't have to fold all the way up, just most of the way. Now we're going to undo what we just did and open it up and from the inside, you can use your fingers. We're going to open 6. So we have to fold that layer in on both sides the same. Then with your finger inside, fold outward on the next crease, which is your 90-degree angle. So hopefully you can see it okay. It looks sort of like that. Then your last crease is going to be a mountain fold, and that's going to finish off our little pleat. So just make sure nothing else comes unfolded, and fold that layer back down, and it looks sort of like that. And if you open it up, it looks like that. And now what we have to do to finish up with the arm is we do have to actually complete a few other steps first, and then we'll come back to this arm. So let's go forward and do what we did on the left side of the body on the right side. So this time I'm going to go through it quite a bit quicker than I did before. And again, if you need further assistance or guidance with this step, please go back to the other part in the video where I thoroughly explained it. And for those of you still watching this part, I apologize for not having uploaded more, because I was actually had a big vacation this summer, and I was still designing and I was still working on origami, but I didn't have time to record, and I've been very busy recently with several things, including family matters. But I do plan to be uploading fairly regularly over the next little while. I have several designs I'm excited to share, including a few more for Halloween, which I may preview toward the end of the video if you stick around. And in the comment section down below, tell me what costume you're going to wear for Halloween, because I'd be very interested to know. And also in the comment section, if you want to, you can put in suggestions you have for models I should create, because I think your suggestions are great, and any design I can create that would please you people, or my viewers, it would be very good, and I'd be very happy to try and make it. And many people have been asking me if I'm going to make a tutorial on my origami flasher, the new one I designed, and that should be coming out probably mid to late November. So for those of you who have been waiting, I thank you for your patience, and hopefully it'll do as well as the first one did. On my channel, so we'll see. And again, so thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being patient. I really appreciate it. So anyway, now I've caught up on both sides, and inside I realize we have one more step we have to do. So on the left side, I'm going to start unfolding both layers over. Now I'm opening up this big layer, and I'm doing the same thing just bigger. We're sinking it, and we have to line it up toward the center, and then we can fold it back over. Same thing on the other side, so lift it up, just gently folding it, and there we go. Fold it back over. So, now if we turn the model over, it looks like this. And I'll zoom out now, and that's what it looks like. So our head's taken shape, but it's still not where we want it. So, but first we're going to work on the legs. So, the first step is we have to flip it over, and we have to fold this layer to the center. So I'm lifting up all the other layers on top of it, the arm and the big one, and I'm folding this first layer over, and then we're just going to open sink it. So we're just folding along the creases, basically making a smaller version of the fold we had before, just smaller and more of them. It looks like that. And if you wanted to, you could close sink it. I just find for the purposes of this video, it's easier to show an open sink. And then we're going to continue on the other side, do the same thing. And right now we're going to finish up with the shaping of the legs. So right now we're going to bring this layer over to this layer. And on the inside, I'm going to take one layer. On the inside you can see still folding. I'm just folding it over the other. And then flatten. Again, we're going to just squash it like we did with the other one. This one doesn't have to be that precise, just because of how we're doing it. Then we're going to fold it back over and close sink it, both sides. And the part on the inside of the model is a little tricky to do, but if you follow the creases, it should be okay. Okay. And then it should look about like that. And then we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to fold this layer to the center crease of that side. And that's going to fold like that, open it up, and close sink. So, then we can flatten, and it looks like that.